Hello, my name is Susan Walker with Coaching Intuitive Wellness, and we are going to focus on our root or Muladhara chakra today. So our yoga practice will really be focusing on grounding, and we'll use grounding poses that are fantastic to help balance our root chakra located at the base of the spine. And also, a lot of these poses are fantastic for balancing our Vata dosha. So if you follow the Ayurvedic system, you will know that it is the hardest to balance Vata. It's one of the easier doshas, and we typically have a little bit of each of these doshas, even if it isn't our main trait. Within the dosha system, we have elements of all, and even if it's not our dominant dosha, it tends to imbalance very easily. So if you notice you have a pitta imbalance, you typically go ahead and treat your Vata imbalance as well. So a great little tidbit, because Vata, the earth elements are air and ether. So as you can imagine, those are very easy to throw off balance. So today, because we are focusing on our root chakra, we'll be focusing a little bit on our Vata imbalance as well. What are some signs that our root chakra may be imbalanced? You may be feeling insecure. Maybe you are having real life insecurities having to do with shelter, clothing, food, money. Any of those things are basic needs, feeling secure as a human being. That is our root chakra. So we really need to feel secure and feel balanced there for us to even worry or focus on balancing our 6 other main chakras. So this is really an important one. Some physical ailments that could be a sign that your chakra is imbalanced is something like lethargy, depression, anxiety, constipation, sciatic nerve pain, low back pain. So those are all indicators that you might have an imbalanced chakra. You can also have an embellished chakra. So we do want, a nice balance. We don't need it, we don't need to be embellished, and we don't want to feel like our basic needs in life are not being met. So here we are, we're really just grounding down. So any of those grounding type of exercises really will help balance this chakra. So it could be wearing red, or using red stones, or even black tourmaline is great for the root chakra. Going outside barefoot, standing on the earth, really connecting to the earth. And of course, my favorite way is really doing a grounding yoga practice. Is fantastic for the root chakra. So we'll also do elements of the Ashwini Mudra, and we'll throw in some other mudras as well to really help just give us that sense of security that we so desperately need in this wild, changing world where things are always unpredictable, and all of those things. So it's really important as humans that we ground down and really do everything that we can so that we can feel secure and also protect our families and take care of our families. Another thing also, just to throw this out there, that if you feel like you have an imbalanced root chakra, that can be connected to family of origin issues. So your extended family. If there are issues within that extended family, that can definitely throw our root chakra off. And in some cases, even going to therapy and talking with a psychologist or therapist is a great way to help balance our root chakra, especially if we just have years of family of origin issues that are coming up. And that will really be an important one for people if you are having family of origin issues. All right, let's begin. So come into a comfortable seated position. I'm going to use this blanket and fold it up just to give my seat a little extra lift. And I have my my 15-year-old Chihuahua joining us today because he does not like to be alone, and I think he could probably use a little root chakra and balancing. And actually, he also has sciatica. So he does have low back pressure and pain. He is quite old, but he does have a history. And what works best for him when he feels like that is being swaddled, where he does feel secure, being carried, feeling the heat. It's grounding for him, for this precious being is just like, something that's really going to be protective so he does feel safe and secure. And so this is a perfect yoga practice for him. He can hopefully just, feel the vibe of the practice, even if he's not doing the poses. So we'll come into a comfortable seated position, draw the navel in, and I want you to think of right between the urethra and the anus, that little hammock. I want you to lift it up away from the floor. And this is really where our work begins. So you're going to connect to that. Take a deep inhale. When you inhale, you want to feel that nasally inhale. You want to feel your nose, the air coming through the nose as you inhale. And then we'll get to the top and do a slightly slower exhale. And it won't be quite as loud. You may still hear that exhaling breath. So we'll take a deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more deep inhale. Full exhale. You're going to bring hands to heart center. I want you to repeat in your own mind, I am healthy and whole. I am healthy and whole. Go ahead and release your hands back to your legs or thighs. We're going to move into child's pose from here. So we'll go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. Reach our arms forward. Shift our hips back to our heels. Practice and really focusing all of your attention on the breathing. So either of those are fantastic to use to keep the mind clear during this time. Imagine that your body is becoming one with the floor, touching down and rooting with the earth, to the earth. We'll take another deep inhale. On your exhale, we'll begin to come up slowly into our downward facing dog. Bringing the hands and feet to the mat, softening the elbows a little bit, drawing the shoulders back, lengthening through the torso, not forcing anything, just coming into the position. We're going to do a few sun salutations or Surya Namaskara A's, which are fantastic for balancing Vata dosha and will help us warm up the body. So we'll take another deep inhale. Forward fold at the top of the mat. We'll move into exhale. We'll keep this really soft since we're just warming up. So knees are soft, navel is in. Inhale, lift and lengthen the chest. Turn the core and the glutes on. Legs are turned on. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rising up, using the core to lift yourself back up, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging at the hips, softening into the knees, coming all the way back into that forward bend. Deep inhale, come back halfway and lengthen. Step the feet back. Shoulders will come over the wrists. I'm going to bring my knees to the floor and my chest and chin will come down to the mat. Go ahead and bring the hips down, lengthen the legs. Deep inhale, hollow the belly, pull the navel up and in, away from the mat, coming into baby cobra. On your exhale, push back into your child's pose position. Any part of that is uncomfortable in any way, you're welcome to omit. You can even go from downward facing dog to child's pose. Focus in on the breath. Don't push through discomfort. A good way to tell that you're pushing too hard is if you're unable to focus on the breathing or the mantra as we move through the poses. We'll hold for one more breath. On your next inhale, we'll make our way back into downward facing dog, pulling the belly to the midline, letting the head relax. We'll hold here for 2 and 1. Let's go ahead and walk forward to the top of the mat once again. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold. Hollowed belly, soft knees, rise up. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up. Opening the chest. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Stepping back into your plank position. You're always welcome to stay on the toes or come to the knees. Bring the chest and chin down to the mat. Neutral pelvic position. Hollow the belly. Bring the belly in towards the center of the body. Lift the chest. Baby cobra. Exhale, push back. Child's pose. Sinking the hips back to the heels. Check in on the hips. See if they're starting to loosen up just a little bit as we move through our sun salutation. On your next inhale, we'll go ahead and make our way into downward facing dog, lifting the hips to the sky, taking a deep inhale, full exhale. Perfect. Last one, we'll take a deep inhale, step forward, forward fold or Uttanasana, exhale. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Navel in, glutes on, rising up, reaching the arms up overhead, gazing up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Deep inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the mat. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Deep inhale. Stepping back into your plank, either full body or knees down. Exhale, lower. Once you come down, pull the belly away from the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. You can let the head relax, connecting back to the third eye. Full deep inhale and exhale. I am rooted and safe. Deep inhale. Come back into your downward facing dog. Drawing the shoulders back away from the ears. On your next inhale, we're going to walk forward into our forward fold. A very rooting pose. We're going to hold our Uttanasana pose. So this position will widen our feet. So maybe feet are about a foot apart. Soften the knees, hollow the belly, bring opposite hand to elbow, If it feels good to sway side to side, that's an option as well. If it feels too much right out the gate, then rest the arms. You can use a block or bring the hands to the floor. And so that way you have a little support. Really pull navel to spine. Try not to lock out the knees. Turn those quadriceps on. Relax the tension in the face. Deep breath here. How's the breathing? Really allow that deep inhalation, full exhalation. This is a very, very good root chakra rooting pose. We're bowing down to the earth. We'll hold here for a couple more breaths. One more breath. Perfect. I'm going to remove the block, place it to the side, lift and lengthen through the spine. Step your left foot back. I'm going to even use a little pad for my left knee, but I'm going to bring that left knee all the way down. We're really keeping the lunge a little minor since we're still warming up. So I'm going to have my fingertips on the mat. I'm pulling my belly away from my right leg, and my left knee is directly under my hip. And my neck, head and neck is neutral here. Shoulders are back. We'll hold for 3. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Full inhale. And exhale. Lunge. These low lunges, we'll be doing quite a few of them. All of them are very much for our root chakra balance. Plant your palms down onto the mat. Take that right leg that's in front, and I want you to sweep it all the way back behind. Once the ball of the foot is touching the mat, I want you to press the heel back and stretch the calves. So we'll lengthen the back of the right leg, pull the navel up and in. Deep inhale here, going into a gentle, gentle calf stretch. Good, one more breath. Same leg, we're going to take that right leg, it was forward, and now we're going to bring it to the top of the mat once again. I'm going to lift my back knee, anchor my heel down, and I'm going to also ease out of the lunge just a little bit, a great way to keep that knee happy. And then once you're in your lunge, you're going to let that knee come back over the ankle and reach all the way up for our warrior one. Good, deep inhale. Draw the navel to the midline. Let those shoulders relax and down. Really focusing on just gently opening the hips as we move through our root practice. We'll hold for one more breath. On your exhale, I want you to go ahead and slowly bring the hands down. You're going to lift the back heel, place the knee back onto the mat, sweep your right leg back as well, and make your way into downward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back, maybe pedaling the knees in and out, whatever feels really good. We'll take one more deep inhale. This time we're bringing our right knee down and left foot forward. So we're coming into that lunge position with fingertips framing our left foot. Shifting that left hip down, really trying to find neutral even with our lunge position. Neutral pelvis. Navel drawing up away from that left leg. Chest feeling nice and open. We'll hold here for 3. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Good for 2. And 1. We're going to take that left foot, sweep it back behind, plant the palms, press the heel back, bringing the balls of the feet to the floor, stretching the left calf this time. Good, lengthening. And while you're in the position, you want to really feel like you're framing with your upper body. So you're pressing your palms into the mat. You're feeling that engagement as we kind of prepare for what a plank will feel like a little bit later. Now on your next inhale, we're going to take that left foot again and step it forward. We'll bring our right heel and foot to the mat. We'll rise up if we need to. We're easing out of the lunge. And then we'll come into our deeper warrior one, bending and bringing that left knee directly over the ankle. Deep inhale, draw navel to spine. Shoulders down and back. Deep breath for 2. Good. One more breath. With good control on your inhale, we'll ease out of the lunge, lower the hips, really strong core in that deep forward flexion there. Bring the right knee down to the mat. We're sweeping that left leg back behind and moving into our downward facing dog. Soften the elbows just a little bit. Hollow the belly. Now on your next exhale, I'm coming down to the mat. I'm going to line my right knee and right hand. Right hand is under the shoulder. I'm going to slide my right foot a little bit to the right and then straighten my left leg. So I'm coming into a modified side plank position with the option to bring that left arm up and overhead. So we're going to stretch that left side, really work on lengthening the meridians and the fascial connective tissue. We'll hold here for 2. Good. Is your core connected? Do you feel the muscles really supporting the movement that you're asking the body to do? And then we'll lower our left hand. Left knee will come down as well. And let's go ahead and come back onto all fours as we readjust the other side. Left hand under the shoulder, left knee under the hip. I'm going to slide my left foot out to the left, straighten my right leg, lengthen that right hand to the sky, and reach that right arm overhead as an option. Try to reach out of that left shoulder. Deep inhale here. We'll hold for 3. Deep inhale for 2. And 1. We'll exhale, lower back down, hands framing the front of the mat, and we're coming back into our quadruped position. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go back to that first position we started with, where we had our right foot forward on the floor, left knee is on the mat, but this time I'm going to slide my left knee back just a little bit and press my toenail edge side of the foot in the floor. Any pressure in that knee, we're going to add some padding there or bring the knee under the hip, okay? So we'll inhale, start to lift up, either hands on the thigh, hands can stay low on the floor, or we're reaching the arms up. Make it work for you. Wherever you place those palms, you're going to have the same benefit of balancing our root chakra. We're holding here for 3. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Think of that Ashwini Mudra, pulling the pelvic floor and the anus up towards the sky, towards the midline, and then lower the hands down. Excellent. From here, we're going to bring that left foot onto the mat. We're easing out of our lunge to very carefully come into our deeper warrior one. Reach those arms up. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Do you feel rooted? Really spread those toes wide. You feel strong in the pose. We'll hold one more breath. Perfect. I'm going to grab a block for this next pose. I'm keeping my right leg forward, and I have a block on the outside of my right foot. I'm going to open up to the left, straighten the legs, keep a little softness in the knee, reach those arms out, shift my hips back as I bring my right hand down towards my shin, left hand to the sky. We'll draw the shoulders back away from the ears. Deep inhale, full exhale. Good. Holding for one more breath. Perfect. I'm going to gaze down, bend into my right knee, really use my core and my glutes to come back up so I'm not moving into my back. From there, I'm going to widen my stance if that feels appropriate. Bend into that right knee and make our way into warrior two. So we'll bring those shoulders down and back. Gaze to that right index finger. Deep inhale. Think about that lengthening through the spine. Deep inhale, full exhale. Perfect. Go ahead and reach that right arm to the sky. We're going into our peaceful warrior. That left hand stays nice and light. Deep inhale, we're coming back into our warrior two. Straighten your right leg for just a moment. Reach that right arm up towards the sky. And then we'll come back into our warrior two and prepare for our extended side angle. So I'm using that block again on the outside of my right foot. And of course, you can do elbow to thigh as well. That left arm can reach up towards the sky or overhead. So we're going into a really another great fascial stretch. Deep inhale. We'll hold here for 3. Good. Hold for 2. Now, deep inhale. If you have sensitive knees, that knee goes back first. Turn your glutes on. You're coming back up, and then we can come safely into that lunge. Let's go ahead and straighten the right leg. Turn that right toe to the left, and then we're going to shorten our stance just a little bit, but our feet will be parallel. Hands to the waist. We'll take a deep inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands to the ground for support. We'll lengthen through the spine one more time, adjust anything with the feet, and then we'll fold down. As we fold, we're hollowing the belly. I want you to feel like you're squeezing your heels together without the heels actually moving. You've got some contraction on the front of the legs. And then you want to find a little ease within the pose. We'll hold here for 3. Full inhale, full exhale. Deep inhale for 2. And 1. Go ahead and lift and lengthen through the spine. Toe heel the feet a little closer together, so we're shortening our stance. Soften the knees. Inhale, roll or come up to a standing. So we'll keep that lengthening. Make sure we're really doing those positions from the core. I'm going to take my left leg first and go either to the calf or to the inner thigh. Just make sure that knee is safe. And we're moving into our tree pose. Hands to heart center. Another grounding, root balancing posture. Finding that drishti point of focus for the gaze. Drawing the navel to the midline. And then we're coming on down. That was a little faster than I meant to. All right, so you're going to stay facing the front of the mat. For me to stay in the camera's view, I'm going to start over on this side. Deep inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. Separate the feet. Grab opposite hand to elbow. Hollow the belly. We're back in our Uttanasana pose. Grabbing opposite hand to elbow or grabbing the floor. Moving into our deep forward bend. Let the shoulders relax down and back. Draw the heels towards one another without actually moving the heels, but that muscle connection that creates, I want you to hold that there while we're in this position. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Sweep the right leg back. Bring the knee to the mat. We're in our low lunge position here. I'm going to slide my right knee back just slightly. So I'm coming into a slightly different lunge with either hands low on the floor, hands to the thigh, or reaching the arms to the sky. And we'll hold here. Deep inhale. Good. Pressing that right foot into the mat. Left foot. Feel our feet rooting into the earth. Holding for one more breath. Lowering the hands down to the mat. Bringing the right knee off of the mat. Easing out of the lunge. Coming up to a standing. And then we'll widen our legs and prepare for that deeper lunge, warrior one. Reach the arms up. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Go ahead and straighten the left leg. If you need to grab a block, you're grabbing a block. Our left leg is leading this time, so we're preparing for our triangle pose. We're going to open up to the right, reach those arms out, shift that left hip back, bring the hand to the block or to the floor or shin. Right hand to the sky. Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. Another great rooting position. Are the legs holding you up? Make sure you're not just sinking into the joints, but you feel that lifting, that connection. We'll hold one more breath. Go ahead and gaze down. Soften into that left knee. Use the core and the glutes to make our way back up. Potentially widening the stance, preparing for our warrior two. Gazing to that left index finger. Flipping the left palm, reaching that left hand to the sky, peaceful warrior. Deep inhale, come back into your warrior two. We're going to straighten the left leg for just a moment. Reach that left arm back up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior two. And we'll move into our extended side angle. Elbow to thigh or left hand to a block or to the floor. Reaching that right arm overhead. Deep inhale here. Good, holding for just a couple more breaths. Perfect. Ease out of the lunge. Connect to the core and the glute. Make your way back up. Straighten that left leg. Turn the toe in. We're back in our wide forward bend. Hands to the waist. Deep inhale, lengthen, and then we'll fold, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down to the mat. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold. Hollowing the belly. Good, letting the head, neck, and shoulders release. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Begin to toe heel the feet closer together. Soften the knees. Use the hands on the thighs to slowly make your way up to a standing. Fantastic. Left leg or opposite leg. Excuse me. We're coming into our tree pose on the opposite side. Deep inhale. Drishti focus. Go ahead and release. We're going to make our way down to the floor. So we'll come back to the top of the mat. Deep inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen on your inhale. Stepping back into your downward facing dog. Bring the knees to the mat. Shift back into your child's pose. Allow the mat to touch down to the third eye between the brows. Check in to see how the hips are feeling. On your next inhale, we're going to make our way back up to a seated position. I'm going to extend both of my legs forward. Keeping the right leg extended, I'm going to pull my left leg into the hip crease there, right in the inside of my right leg. Reach the arms up. Hollow the belly. Feel that Ashwini Mudra pulling up to the center of the body. Keep that connection folding forward. Janu Shirshasana. Drawing the shoulders down and back. We'll try to keep more of a flat spine where we're really connected to our core, focusing on lengthening of the legs and hips. We'll hold for a couple more breaths here. Deep inhale, lengthen first, reconnect to the core. So every move, there's a lot of insight and thought that goes into it, so we're not just moving quickly. So we're going to reduce that injury potential. We'll go into the other side. Any knee issues, you can always just stay in a V. So be kind to those knees. Or if you have a sensitive knee, you can place a block under the knee as well as an option. We'll take a deep inhale, reach the arms up. Ashwini Mudra, navel in. And fold, exhale. Deep breath. Shoulders down and back. Deep breathing. Three more breaths here. Good. Deep inhale, lengthen, core connect, growing taller. Want to give you two options for our final pose before we come down to the floor. You're going to either stay in a V shape, maybe elevate the hips or the butt if the legs don't straighten easily, or you're coming into Baddha Konasana. Just be kind to those knees. If you need a little support, you place a block or a blanket under the knees. I'm going to open up my feet like I'm opening up a book. If there's any, sometimes it doesn't always work out. So we'll try to keep our sits bones on the ground. Lengthen, Ashwini Mudra, and folding. Deep inhale. Nice neutral spine. Head and shoulders are relaxed. Deep breath here. Reconnect to the core. Lengthen all the way up. bring the feet and knees together. We're going to prepare for Shavasana. So I have a couple things. If it's uncomfortable to lay on flat on your back, or if your head doesn't come all the way down, using a block is great, or a bolster under the legs as needed for optimal comfort. So you want to really lay in a way there's nothing irritating the body. If it's uncomfortable to lay on your back, you can lay on your side. You can lay any way that you want where you're not feeling you're harming your body. So I want you to find that position. If it works, palms are up. That will help open up the shoulders a little bit as we come into our corpse pose or our Savasana pose. Deep inhale. Starting from the top of the head, on your exhale, we'll begin to release any tension you're feeling around the eyes or the jaw. Exhale and releasing any tension around the shoulders, chest, and back. Releasing the chest, abdomen, and the hips. Releasing any tension on the back of the neck, your glutes, right and left arm. Releasing any tension in your right and left leg. Release any tension on the top of your body. On the back side of the body. I want you to envision your body is becoming one with the earth. Feel all that support. The earth supporting your body fully. Please stay here as long as you need to stay here. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.